Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran. Recently I got the opportunity to test out and try the Yeti X WoW Edition, a new microphone that came out with the Shadowlands release. Somewhere in the middle of the video, I'll do a little review of the mic and talk about it in case you're interested. Good chance you heard me using a different mic, so I wanted to kind of give my thoughts on what the mic is like. But without further ado, enjoy the duel. Maybe now it'll work. Alrighty, switch. Did I do that already? Alright, I think we got ourselves Tasty. What? Oh, it's gonna be Tasty as number 3. Gonna be a female Dark Iron Dwarf versus... what is it? Sadistic X? Sadist? I guess Sadist versus Tasty. I do have one like snap right to them. I kind of want to maybe switch to a follow. That has a more of a smooth transition, but I'll do it in the next duel, boys. Gonna be Tasty first up. Big damage to the Sadist is huge! Set up by the man himself, coming in as elemental shovel, blasted the hunter away. We got ourselves Cold Blood on the other team with Christina. We got ourselves Dewey, and Giant Deer, literally a Giant Deer versus Tasty. And his Gladiator Mount prepared on Tasty. We got ourselves Danger, we got ourselves Athaman, we got ourselves Benny, as well as Snoopy making a return. I do, my man, Snoopy the very kind, very sweet Swedish meatball. He's actually a super nice guy, by the way. Check out Snoopy on Twitch. Check out Tasty on Twitch. Check out both of these boys. Hope both of them. I actually would love if both of y'all linked sub promo in Discord. Link your Twitch if you guys are streaming right now, so people can see your POV. Giant Deer having a little bit of trouble. Tasty, a bunch of meatballs doing quite a lot of damage, dropping down before the dress, actually avoiding the dress, I believe. Has himself lightning last, is going to be trinketed by the Giant Deer. He's looking to get the hell out of there. Tasty recovering quite handily. Did have to sit inside of the steel trap. Going to be dropping down big Sky Fear. Giant Deer doesn't really have a lot to stop this unless they go for a freezing trap. Tasty looking to get him some big zaps. Does not kill the Sky Fear totem. Going to be a nice charge by Giant Deer. Still big zaps come out by Tasty. Big Architect to fall. It does go for a total shell. Probably needs to go for a lot of self heals. Goes in for a feign death. Medic manage maybe for a few seconds. Tasty is looking to disrupt it immediately as soon as he can. Just trying to get some damage into the pet. Stun onto Giant Deer to follow. Does he just win through the stun? Looks like Reaping Flames to close out that fight. And Tasty takes him out just like that. Cold Blood XX is going to be up next as a sub-rogue Esper. Of course. Is he actually playing Shadowy Duel? Is he actually playing Shadowy Duel, or is it just... or is that just like automatically assigns to him as a UI? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Tasty does pick up the eye. I think he did pick up the first eye. We only had 2 minutes 42 seconds into this duel, boys. So we'll see how it work out for Tasty. It's going to be Cold Blood, though, taking a sweet time. I really do want to change it to a floaty thing. Maybe I can do it right now while waiting for these two. Unless Tasty finds him. Has picked up the eye. It looks like Cold Blood is going to take a sweet time. Does Tasty see him? He walks next to him. Has a slow. Drop the meteor in the right position. Does find him somehow. Light Lance are going to be instant trinket for Cold Blood. He's going to get knocked back as he's trying to go for some big damage onto Tasty. Big dressing gas. It is absorbed partially by the fire elemental. Tasty goes in for a Warlock Hellstorm from Daedra to keep himself alive. Trying to land a Hex into the Rogue. Missing that kick. So the Rogue is going to be in a bad spot. Goes in for blind onto Tasty instead. He's gonna have to just wait it out, probably get a stab. Does he have a Flame Shock rolling on him? Too bad. It looks like he does not. Tasty's definitely gonna have to establish the next one. Does Cold Blood have enough damage? Shadow Blades is available. No more Trinket. Does Tasty have a Trinket of his own? He does. Get a shot trinkets out of it. Last of Cold Blood can't do anything. Shadow Blades are gonna disrupt it. Does survive the burst out of Tasty there with that last. A cheap shot again. Gonna be Cold Blood with more CC chains. Wall coming out for Tasty, but still looking quite like in a bad spot. Drop down a self-heal totem, trying to get himself some heals. No kick comes out for Cold Blood. Tasty trying to reverse the damage back to Cold Blood. There goes a Cloak of Shadows, trying to see if he gets some healing surges. Cold Blood is out of CC for a second, trying to get a knockback onto the Rogue. Getting the shot is gonna be super Giga DR'd. Tasty's actually gonna be able to get himself some heals, but he knows he should not allow Cold Blood a proper clean reset at all. Definitely should get him out from behind the pillar in some or another. Just hit him with a slow, and that's going to be a stun around the corner. Does he hit him? Actually, he does force the Rogue to turn around, kill the totem before popping his stealth. Light Last is going to hit him with a Flame Shock right after. And Tasty should have a damage over time on Cold Blood at least. It's going to be some Sippy Cup as the Rogue is looking for a reset. Not going to get a clean one though. Tasty might be able to get something out of it. Stay in a ghost roll, try to see if he can pop out. It's going to be Rogue kidney shotting him. Is that going to be maybe a knockback? Try to park himself against the corner so he doesn't go flying if he does get knocked. Cheap shot on Tasty right following that. And looks like Tasty's going to have himself a little bit of recovery going on. Got himself the pet back up and running. Actually, it feels like you get your pet back very quickly. I wonder if that's like a essence you're running for it, like vision perfection or what? Huh. There it is. Stacy with Earth Shield for now. Lightning Lasso onto Cold Blood. He does shrink it out of it. Trying to shadow step to Stacy. Taking quite a bit of damage, getting knocked back. Let's see how the mobility. Stormkeeper is going to be for free. Big zaps available. Oh, taken down. While Stacy actually stunned. He's actually in stun, but the lightning is flying from his hands. It's going to be Dufek up next. He had to hit with a Hex. Not a lot he can really do unless he wants to burn that trinket. Tasty's just taking these boys out. Reaping Flames from Tasty. As he's looking to maybe kite Dufek out. Blaze Storm comes out. So Dufek. And it looks like Dufek actually popped some cooldowns already too. Looks like he popped Recklessness already. I don't really know when he used that. That is going to be a fear onto Tasty. Didn't have to take too much damage inside of it. Trinket coming out for the lasso. Is he trying to go for some damage? Maybe Tasty. Is he going to be under pressure or is he going to be okay? Wall for Tasty doing damage back to Dufek. Without even having to cast, he gets all instant stun onto Tasty. Does get a short knockback on a Dufek. Trying not to get interrupted on a Hex. It does juke a pummel. So it looks like he's going to be okay as we hit in that 6-minute mark here, boys. Lava Burst trying to come out for the Shaman. Dufek trying to... Oh! Just an Urshock through Ignore Pain. Through everything. Just a mad Urshock for Tasty. Not a lot you could really do about it, dude. What are these Urshocks? That has to be a trait. That has to be the Urshock trait for sure. So let's talk a bit about this Blue Yeti X WoW Edition. This is going to be quite a lot for me to get into because this isn't something I usually do a lot. I don't review products ever. I'll try to cut out all the bad parts if I can. This is the Blue Yeti microphone. Well, the Warcraft Edition with all the Shadowlands stuff. The look for it is very unique with all the runes, but the main part and the bones of this is going to be the audio engine. So the microphone has a lot more post-processing to it. This is what you guys hear my voice in videos after I edit them, but this is what a Blue Yeti normally sounds like before any of the editing. So this microphone will try to do a lot of the post-processing for you, mostly for streams, and this does seem like a really stream-leaning microphone. Let's talk about some of the effects. So first of all, Blue Yeti itself has a blue voice effect. So this is what my voice normally sounds like before any post-processing. And this is what it sounds like once the post-processing is enabled. So this is actually with some of the presets that I've been playing with. I don't think it's perfect just yet. I'm still trying to get there. I'm really just trying to hone in the voice. And it's kind of hard to translate what I use in Sony Vegas onto here without having some audio experience. So bear with me, but this is what I have so far. And there's a lot of settings from the high pass voice EQ to the signal cleanup and the minor details. When you click the triple dots, really you can detail your voice quite a lot. And you have effects. So effects are very much WoW-esque. You have the Orc effect, Gnome effect, Demon Imp, and some of the other effects that at least a starter, and the idea I think is to take those effects and add extra changes, extra details to them to really fit your voice.
So if you don't sound like an orc, Locktower Ogar, you don't have this roughness in voice.
It might not work perfectly, but I think it's pretty good to start with and a lot for you to play with.
The gnome sounds like an obvious gnome.
The demon's supposed to sound like one of the denizens of Legion. I really like witness protection though.
And Whisper is a really cool one if you want to be a creeper. So there's a lot of effects. There's a lot for you to play with too. There's a lot of these effects are customizable and you can make your own, but it's really cool that at least there's at least a starting step. And having a microphone that comes with effects without having to look for where you find these effects online and setting it up yourself, I think it's just it's perfect if you especially want to just kind of a microphone that does a lot of things by itself. And the microphone also comes with samplers, which is why I was saying it has a very much streamer angle to this. So if let's say something happens on screen, you can play voice lines.
When the Banshee shattered the helm, it tore a gaping wound through the veil between our world and the Shadowlands.
Very cryptic. And then you have sounds like Murloc and a variety of different spells and sounds. There's a lot going on. So I guess you would be able to keybind some of these sounds to a Logitech keyboard mouse, but I think you might be able to do it with other mice too, which is great for streams. Let's say you get a donation or something happens, it's funny, you might be able to find the spell an effect in the sampler, but you can also import your own effects if you want to as well. So normally you would get like a third-party thing on OBS or something to get some stream sounds playing, but instead you can do it with this mic, so you kind of adjust that as well. There's a lot of lights, and of course the design of the mic has a lot of runes to it. It's very customizable, especially if you have a very like bright LED setup. And there's also audio aspect, which I'm not using, but if you want to kind of monitor your own audio, there's a lot of settings for that too. Of course, it is a Blue Yeti with a lot of stuff like cardioid pattern, stereo, mini, all that stuff is already kind of baked into the mic. So yeah, there's quite a lot for you to test out, but that's gonna be my review. I kind of like it. I mean, I basically got a free mic, which I've been looking for one, but I do like what they've done with this one, from the design to just the sound. There's so much stuff for me to play and just not enough time in the world to do it. But thank you guys that hooked me up with the World of Warcraft Blue Yeti. Huge fan of blue microphones. Huge fan of World of Warcraft, so blue microphone with the World of Warcraft Shadowlands stuff just felt like right up my alley. Thank you guys so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of the duel. Tasty versus Christina though up next. Christina trying to take it a little bit slow. Tasty's gonna pick up the eye. Big leap for Christina, popping in Berserk with Tiger's Fury. Should be quite a lot of damage, maybe setting up for a big setup, big bite, maybe big dress, trying to make sure to take down the trinket before it comes out. Tasty Latin Lasso does get himself some peel from Christina, still continuing to run. Maybe a Skull Bash for Christina, trying to get it. Big knockback for Tasty, does make some separation between the two. Christina is going to be closing the gap. Big Lightning Bolts available, does have a wall for it. Does Tasty just wait out until the wall is up? Christina is getting proactive, they're trying to move. This is going to be Ursul's. It's going to keep Tasty in place. Christina should be able to get some ability to stay away from the big zaps. Maybe still available. Zaps coming out. Bear for immediately try at least to tank the damage up in any way possible. And Tasty still just chucking out big, meaty, beautiful meatballs in there with a light lasso to follow. Christina, no trinket, doesn't look like any trinket is getting used for this duel. Might be able to change up the strategy later. Big bash to the Tasty though. Big damage coming out. Christina trying to go for a mean bite. Looks like the bite does connect, but doesn't really get Tasty super low. Could be a big burst right here. That's 87 to pop wall, feeling the pressure a little bit. Christina's got a half-ish health, no more defense as long as Bardic Skin is available. It looks like it's going to be Tasty trying to cleanse him of any buffs available. Christina just trying to get the comp points rolling. Big knockback by Tasty. Does he have the leap? He has leap to reconnect. Lava Burst coming down for Tasty with a lightning lasso. Maybe big damage right down to Christina. Does get him really close. One more hit needed to be done here. It looks like Christina is going to recover just a hair faster. Sky Fury coming down. Christina should probably eliminate. Does. Bardic Skin is available. Tasty super low. Trying not to get juked. Does get a kick juked out of Christina. Big zaps coming out. Does he have anything to finish it? Christina's super low. Trying to bail behind the pillar. Does get himself a bit of a reset, but looking to end this duel right now versus Tasty. Raptor versus Feral. Tasty super low in health, trying to get healing surges. Bite almost cancels him out. Lightning Lasso is not going to be enough as the bleeds are rolling up. It looks like Christina with the bleeds, and the procs just takes him out, letting the damage over time do work. And that was just perfect duel. Yo, Brian, my man, thank you so much for the donut. Can we get a hashtag Brian in chat showing appreciation for a wonderful donation, my man? Hashtag Brian, boys. Thank you, dude. Appreciation, my man. What's up next in the team? Daedra. All right, Demonology, the Shadow build, boys. Demonology, Shadow build is what we're going to be looking and witnessing next. Oh, it's Christina. Christina's the one. Okay, I really need to change it so it does a flow camera instead of like snapping. I like the flow a lot better. Danger going to be immediately checking the stuff for Christina. Jim, the big fell guard out. Is going to go for Mortal Coil, trying to get some Shadow Bolts. Looks like he's going to be a little bit delayed with the Vile Fiend and the Tyrant. And Christina is just going to dip under the pillar, under the bridge while that's happening. Still could go for a Tyrant. If we can get Christina somehow to come out in the open, that might be perfect. Stun around the corner. Christina doesn't really have anywhere to go. Does eat a pretty big Crucible, but still looking like they're going to survive for now. So that's a lot of damage out of Danger. Actually, I had to pop wall. What? Did Danger just use the... Do you use the Warlock Gateway and the Void of Racial to just appear above and then below? I'm not sure. I am actually not sure. I think that might have been a misplay, or he pulled the biggest hat trick in the game that I've ever seen. Christina just chilling behind the pillar, leaping out on the Daedra. Big stun to follow. Christina popping out big cooldowns right now. Is that going to be... Succubus cannot stop the Feral, actually. Cannot use Seduce. Looks like the cat is going to be seduced by a demon. I guess that's all you had to do. When the demon invasion came, just shapeshift. You'll be fine. And Brian with a Oh no, 50 bones. Can we get a hashtag big old bride, hashtag bride in chat showing opportunities for the mad 50 bone photo? My man, thank you so much, my dude. That's very, very generous. Deja is going to be going down to the dots, but Brian, thank you so much, man. I really don't want to be underestimating it by any measure. Thank you so much. That's huge, dono, my dude. That's a lot of goddamn bones. Looks like Snoopy is going to be up next on the other team. It's going to be a 1-to-1. Feral versus Feral Snoopy. Gonna start out in the bear form, just tanking up. Christina popping the Moonfire. That's gonna be Snoopy charging in. Badger to Christina. Christina does not play with the Trinket, so it's gonna be pretty bad for them. Big dress right now by Snoopy going in for big damage, big bites. Thorns available for Christina. Barskin, though, is gonna have to take this up real much. He needs a wall right now. Trying to go for heals at 30% dampening. It's gonna be pretty tough right here. Gonna be Snoopy still not letting him go anywhere. Trying to kind of fight the Thorns. Got Thorns of his own. Big reaping. And down it goes with Snoopy taking out Christina. Christina had a really good run, though, dude. But that's going to be tasty with 4 kills back to back. Let me do the real quick keep binding thing real quickly here.